attacked here because of his faith. But is there a rise in anti-Semitism? Details coming up.
After the storm come the mosquitoes. We'll tell you how to stop them.
The San Diego Loyal just announced this will be the final season. Hear from emotional soccer fans tonight.
The first of its kind in California, a new kind of Macy's is moving to East County.
And evicted families and victims of the housing crisis are finding a home at Operation Hope.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
San Diego police are still looking for the man they say attacked a local rabbi, and they need your help tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Jesse Pagan. The attack happened at a 7-Eleven near San Diego State last month. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes is live at SDPD headquarters tonight after talking with the investigators working this case. Kirsten?
That's right, Jesse. I'm holding in my hand a picture of the man who police say walked into that 7-Eleven on College Avenue, assaulted and threatened that rabbi, screaming anti-Semitic comments at him, and then just walked away. Police say that this is a hate crime, and they're offering a reward to find that suspect.
It's horrible. Like, I came to this college expecting to have a community of people where they can all be with one another, and that's not a community where everyone can be who they want.
Eva, Sienna, and Lucy just started school at San Diego State University this week, and they say they're shocked that a hate crime happened so close to campus. Sienna says the shock wore off quickly.
I mean, at the same time, it's kind of not surprising. There's a lot of hate in the world, and we're such a partisan country at the moment that it's not surprising, but it's awful.
Like, we should be worrying about classes and social events and whatever, and not hate crimes.
This 65-year-old rabbi is inside the 7-Eleven store, and this man comes in, makes some anti-Semitic comments, and ends up ripping some of the rabbi's clothing.
I spoke with Lieutenant Adam Sharkey with San Diego Police late this afternoon. He says crimes like this will not be tolerated in San Diego.
These kind of crimes, they tear at the fabric of our communities.
Is there a rise in anti-Semitism or anti-Semitic hate crimes in our area?
So in hate crimes, not necessarily. But what we have seen recently, and the news has reported on this, are these anti-Semitic incidents or hate incidents. What I'm referring to is the flyers that have been put up in different parts of San Diego, and usually in the eastern part, Lake Murray, Del Cerro, San Carlos area.
As we've been reporting, the suspect in this case is described as a white man, late 20s to early 30s, 5'8", with an average build with wavy long hair, possibly dreadlocks. Sharkey says if you see something, say something, even when it's a hate crime.
We've certainly seen a spike in the last couple of weeks with these flyers, and then obviously we have this hate crime in a 7-Eleven store. It's concerning to us. We investigate these incidents, and we ask for the community's help, both in supporting the community and also in helping us solve these crimes when crimes do occur.
San Diego County Crime Stoppers is offering up to a $1,000 reward for information leading up to an arrest in this case. There's also a nonprofit called Stand With Us. They're offering an extra $2,500 for information about this case. You can call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen, and your tip can remain anonymous. Reporting live for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Kirsten, if someone actually witnesses a hate crime, where can they go to report what they saw?
Okay, so you can email the San Diego District Attorney's Office. I'm going to give you that email. It is hatecrimes@sdcda.org, or you can call the number 619-515-8805. Those are ways that you can report a hate crime. Marcella?
Kirsten Holmes reporting live. Thanks.
One of two teens accused in a pellet gun attack that killed a homeless woman in Serra Mesa unexpectedly pleaded guilty in court today.
As CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, 19-year-old Ryan Hopkins was not the alleged gunman in the attack that killed the 68-year-old victim.
To that charge, what is your plea?
I plead guilty.
A surprise guilty plea in downtown court from Ryan Hopkins, the 19-year-old accused of being an accomplice in a pellet rifle attack on Annette Pershel, an elderly woman experiencing homelessness in Serra Mesa. The 68-year-old was found dead in early May along Sandrock Road. A memorial at the site refers to the victim as Granny Annie, the Queen of Serra Mesa.
Mr. Hopkins was charged as the driver in this case with assault with a deadly weapon. There were no other charges or allegations that he was charged with.
The alleged gunman, 18-year-old William Innes, is charged with first-degree murder. He has pleaded not guilty. But Hopkins' guilty plea Thursday morning came just 3 weeks after his arrest in Serra Mesa and before a preliminary hearing took place. Deputy District Attorney David Grappelon explains.
The people did not sign off on the agreement. We are not a party to that agreement. It's essentially what's called a plea to the sheet, meaning a plea to all the charges that he's charged with, in this case only one, and that agreement is between the defendant and the court only.
Hopkins now faces a maximum of 3 years in prison. Judge Dwayne Mooring reminded Hopkins he was pleading guilty to a violent felony, which is considered a first strike. He then told the defendant a subsequent felony conviction could be a second strike, and he made Hopkins speak out loud in court what the consequences of a third strike would be.
Now, sir, what happens if you are convicted of a third qualifying strike in the future?
It will be 25 to life, Your Honor.
Hopkins' defense attorney told me he would be arguing for probation at sentencing.
This was a hard lesson to be learned. He's taken full responsibility. He's remorseful, and the lack of recidivism or a chance that this could occur again in a young Ryan's life is minimal, if not nil.
For now, Hopkins remains free on $75,000 bail. Sentencing is now set for October 27th for this 19-year-old defendant. The judge is expected to hear victim impact statements and make a decision as to whether he gets probation or prison time. At the downtown courthouse, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thank you, David. The accused shooter in this case, 18-year-old William Innes, has a preliminary hearing set for November 8th. Detectives in Orange County are investigating the nation's latest mass shooting that left 3 people dead, 6 more hurt, and several still in the hospital tonight. This all happened last night at Cook's Corner, a popular biker bar in Trabuco Canyon. The Orange County Sheriff's Department says the shooter was John Snowling, a retired Ventura Police Department sergeant. They say he shot his ex-wife and several other people at random with multiple guns. Deputies got there and shot and killed Snowling within minutes.
The San Diego Loyal will be no more after this season.
Team leaders made the announcement on social media this morning, which comes after the club's most successful season. CBS 8's John Howard is here with what the team's chairman said and what comes next.
What comes next is the retirement of the team, which is a bummer, but there are some home games remaining.
So get out there and support.
Yeah, he's asking that you come out and stay loyal and come out and support him. A sad day for Loyal fans and soccer fans in general. The good news is still 4 more home games, and the Loyal hope fans honor that team name and mantra and come out in force through the end of the season. The news was a bit of a surprise, as just 3 months ago, the Loyal publicly announced they weren't going anywhere when it was announced that a Major League Soccer team was coming to San Diego. And kudos to Loyal team chairman Andrew Vassiliadis, who made the announcement on camera as opposed to hiding behind a press release. He fought off tears as he made the announcement.
I believe together in these last 4 years, we have set a new standard of what it means to be a professional soccer team in this city and be a reflection of our community. And I'm proud of that. And I want to take a second to thank everybody, from our dedicated supporters to our season ticket members, to our incredible group of players and coaches, to our staff, to our community partners, but once again, especially you, because without you, this club is nothing.
You know, the Loyal has done an amazing job at drawing community support. It's the 10th soccer team in minor leagues that have come and gone here in San Diego. Minor leagues is a tough thing to accomplish, and the Loyal will be calling it quits after 4 years. Kind of a sad day, but there are still some games to go where you can go out and watch them.
And celebrate what they've done here in San Diego. The San Diego Loyal will be leaving behind some disappointed fans who are really sad to see them go. We're going to hear from some of them coming up tonight in our second half hour.
A boil water advisory is in effect right now from the Silver Strand area to Imperial Beach. San Diego County officials say they found E. coli in the drinking water.
Officials recommend boiling all water for 3 minutes, even if it's filtered tap water. They encourage people to use bottled water for drinking, brushing your teeth, and preparing food. Don't use water from any appliances connected to your water lines, such as ice from your freezer. This advisory will be in effect until lab results show no bacteria.
Tropical Storm Hillary's heavy rains left behind lots of standing water, which is prime breeding ground for mosquitoes.
CBS 8's Brian White spoke with an entomologist about how these conditions could bring more mosquitoes.
Yeah, and unlike after most winter storms, it's now sunny and warm temperatures, which means the standing water will be ideal for mosquito breeding.
Starting about a week or so from when the storm left town, that starts the clock ticking as to when we might start to see the first mosquitoes come of that.
After female mosquitoes lay their eggs in a wet area such as standing water, they'll hatch into larvae that live in the water for 7 to 10 days while maturing into an adult.
When you have a storm like that go through, it creates the concern there's a lot of breeding areas out there that people not be aware of in their yards that could start pumping out these mosquitoes.
Chris Conlon is supervising vector ecologist for the County of San Diego Vector Control Program, and he says mosquitoes can easily breed almost anywhere there's water.
If you have any containers like, cans, watering cans, that are sitting around. It could be the saucers underneath plants. I mean, anything that'll hold water and let it sit there for a week or longer.
The Aedes aegypti mosquito, or commonly known as the yellow fever mosquito, is not native to California and arrived in the region about 7 to 8 years ago.
These mosquitoes breed in water sources, oftentimes in backyards. They can be relatively small water sources.
Dr. Alec Gary is professor of entomology at UC Riverside, and he says the yellow fever mosquitoes new to our area, sometimes nicknamed ankle biters, seem to prefer biting humans over most other mammals.
So if you're getting bitten by mosquitoes that are biting on the lower legs or around the ankles, especially if they look very small or you don't see them, these are probably Aedes aegypti mosquitoes.
The county's vector control program monitors and treats certain areas to kill off mosquito larvae at about 1,600 sites around the county. And for large or hard to access locations, a helicopter will go up and treat those areas.
We can take care of a lot of those mosquito breeding zones that are on public areas and things like that. But all the individual backyards out there, that's where we really need the public to kind of give us a hand.
I'm Brian White for CBS 8.
Smack them away.
There's one in the studio. It's been here for a couple hours. I was shocked to see. I don't think I've ever seen a mosquito inside our studio.
Oh, that's first for everything.
Got me in the ankle.
There you go. Keep an eye out for that. Still ahead here, former President Donald Trump surrenders to authorities in Fulton County, Georgia.
Plus, did celebrities get preferential treatment during the deadly Hawaii wildfires? We verify.
Here's what's left of some cumulus clouds that were moving in, all because of some leftover tropical moisture from Harold that made contact with Texas. For us, it's a nice weekend in store. All those details are coming up.